Hey everyone, welcome back. And today, part 2 is our turntable for the Nippergram, not the little Nipper. That's just the radio. And I've taken the platter mat off, and that's pretty much all that's left of it. Lots of pieces in there, just cracked, and it's brittle and ended up being glued onto the platter. And so that's off, and I took off the little spring clip there that holds the platter onto the shaft, and come on, got it. Yeah. Right, let's bring the camera up and have a look. So yeah, it's just a very simple turntable. Just has so that should be on, it plays and click, it should go off, and our speed a little bit probably just needs some lubrication, I hope, and that shaft needs a bit of lubrication, it's a bit tight. See if I should be able to get that out. Underneath, let's have a look here. Okay, well, just lower the camera a touch. So the motor, and on-off switch, and that should get that bit of wood out of the way. So that would be on. Record reaches the end of the plate. Oh, you can't see it, sorry. That shaft that I'm moving there, yeah. So that's on, it plays and then switches off. And I've got a broken wire. Let's set the earth wire from the cartridge. I'll solder that on. But first off, let's see if this thing, the motor, actually spins under power. I'm not an expert at all, by far, with turntables. I've had sort of reasonable success with them in the past, and a bit of lubrication and trying to nut out how they actually work. With the record changer, they confuse me completely. Just too difficult for me at this stage anyway. The motor is spinning freely, so that's pretty good. That should work. Let me see. So we'll apply some power. I've got the chassis sitting next to it, and that just goes in the back, and well, there's no point in plugging that in because the earth wire is still disconnected. But let's see if we get some power. I'm just turning up the variac on the chassis. The motor's spinning. How about that? I don't know if you can see it. Definitely spinning, so will it turn off? Not turning off. So I have to look inside that on-off switch, and hopefully I can fix it. That's not real good. I think we're going to have problems with this one. The idler arm, as you can see, it's just missing. Oh, but hold on. Just thought of it. If we just turn the power off, if we put the platter back on, will that help? Alright. power back on. Nah. No spin whatsoever. Alright, I'm going to look around, poke around, do a bit of lubrication. I'll come back and we'll test it again after that. Well, I managed to get the spindle out, and well, that's what I call it anyway, and difficult to see, but I've given it a bit of a wipe, and it's just a lot of old dried up grease in there. So yeah, really dried up. So I'm going to give this a good clean, degrease, and clean the inside of it where it sits. And man, that's tight. So this should help. Every little bit helps on this, and yes, I'll do this, put it back in, see how we go. Alright, well, the shaft, spindle, whatever, that's cleaned up quite nice. Put a little bit of machine oil on it, just to give it a bit of lubrication. Also cleaned out the inside there. There's all sorts of muck in there, just dried up grease. And spinning reasonably well. So I'm just going to put some grease on this. Used it in the past, tends to work okay. Just some high temperature grease for bearings and whatnot. So not too much, I guess, just enough. Hopefully. Or maybe a bit too much. Seems to be a fair bit of pressure on that. So I'll clean that off and do it again. Well, the spindle's back in and it's free. So that's pretty good and it's nice and secure. Next thing I'm going to do is have a look at this idler wheel. And I think it needs some lubrication because when I come down it doesn't want to click back in there, so I'll try and get that shaft out and clean that up because it looks and feels rather sticky. So let's see if I can do that. Well, I've had a little bit of progress. I've managed to free up the shaft that the idler wheel hangs on, and there's the idler wheel there. As to how much it's worn, well, don't know. So if we get it running, I'm not sure if it's going to be rotating at the right speed. Tiny little spring there you can see, which should bring it back. Spring seems a little bit weak to me, but again, not sure. As long as it does its job, and I've just lubricated it there, put some machine oil so it slides freely. So let's just get that in. If it wants to fit, there we go. And that should be on 78, which would be the lowest setting. Doesn't seem to want to. Oh, it's sitting off the shaft. So I'm not sure if this has got an actual neutral position, and I don't think it has. So I'm going to tighten this up, see if I can get it to sit on the shaft for the 78 speed. Might be lucky, who knows, I'll back in a second, I'll just tighten this all up. Okay, so I've put the idler wheel back on and it seems to be working as it should. It's going to different speeds and it will come back, and there's a little, no you can't see it, but what speed's that? 78. And what it tends to do, bring it to 78, it doesn't want to go, but if that's the shaft spinning, there's a little cam that they've put on there just to flip that idler wheel back down. So let's put the, well, we know the motor works, and put the platter back on. And well, actually, before I put the platter back on, let's just power it up. And I better turn the variac on. And the motor spinning. And it's making a racket. Ooh. And that's working. Cool. Now we'll put the platter on and hopefully it spins the platter. Where is it? Just get that in there. Come on. There we go. Alright, here's the test. Oh, it works. Noisy. But apart from that, spinning at 3 different speeds. Well, that's really good. Turn that off, but geez, it's noisy. See what we can do about that. I'm not sure, but I'll have a look. And the other thing is, yeah, we'll have to test and check whether that's actually turning the unit off. So, but one thing at a time. I'll put these things back together. Put those spring clips back on, because that seems okay for now. And we'll come back and we'll have a look and see if we can get some sound out of it. So let's also, before we run our sound test, let's clutter it up here with all sorts of shit on the table. Unbelievable. Let's solder up that earth wire and just hook it around the terminal. And that should do it. And might as well run a little continuity test on it. Never hurts. So it should earth up against that. And it certainly does. Alright. Let's get this round some way. Oh, just it's all very difficult. I'll just be back in a second and mount this up properly. All set up, and I did have a spare platter mat, and also the previous owner of this unit, I cut out a little cardboard disc to just hold that in the centre, so that's good. Here's a little 45, and let's power it up. And wait for the radio to come on, and I'll switch over to the pickup. Come on, radio. I mean, we all have to do this, we'll have to wait. Here we go. Now we're on pickup. Absolutely no sound whatsoever. That's the radio, yeah. Pretty sure I'm on pickup. That's shortwave. That was shortwave earlier, previously. Well, I've got no sound at all. Great. Okay, hold on. Let's just... The cartridge could be absolutely knackered. And still nothing. Alright, time to investigate. Okay, Okay, a little bit of investigation. I thought, well, I'll check the connections. So that's our yellow. Sorry, the yellow is our signal wire, and that's the. I think I can hear it. Oh yeah, and of course black, earth, just to an earth point. So that's all right. So we've got signal coming out of there. Not sure about those resistors, of course. They could be way out of spec, but I really suspect that it's either the needle and or cartridge, both. Right, so I'll turn it back on and I'll just make sure that the chassis is accepting signal and amplifying it. So back to my trusty Bluetooth, and we'll just connect that up. Yeah, of course it's going to work. And earth it. Just stay there. At least we get to hear what the sound quality's like. Not going to help me, is it? Right. Let's play something. Well, that works well. So, alright, the problem is in the needle and the cartridge, must be. Oh yeah, well, take that off, and something I've seen other people do, let's earth out the needle. Stop it. It's pretty corroded in there. Not hearing a damn thing. Something's coming through. There we go. But no, I can't hear my thumb scraping against the needle. So I think it's rooted. I'll see if I can scrounge another one that might fit in. I don't know. I really don't know much about cartridges and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's pretty corroded in there. Oh, the other thing, yeah, turntable. No, you can't see it. It's spinning and turns off. I didn't do anything, I just did it on its own. So I'll scrounge around for a cartridge and see if I have any success there. Well, here's the replacement cartridge. Well, I hope I can replace it. Out of an old Calaro record changer. And last time I played it, it worked. And that was only, I don't know, 6 months ago. So this cartridge and the needles are in working order as of, well, last time I used them, of course. So let's run a test, and we'll just hook this up to the outlet here, and yellow can be signal, and white can be earth. So I've just I've grabbed some wires because needs some little pins to go in there. So just stick the wire in there for now, just a test, and try and do it on camera. Right, hopefully contact's pretty good. So switch on our chassis. Just playing with the signal wire, waiting for it to earth out as I'm touching it. There we go. So if I rub the needle, yep, that's working. So, oh, there it is. Yeah. So, and the other side, have the wires stay in. Yeah, that's great. And yeah, this thing, I'm just going to turf it. I mean, it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. But let's test anyway. Might as well be sure. I may be wrong. So signal here. Sorry, earth there. Make sure they don't touch. Nothing. Absolutely nothing coming out of it as I rub against the needle. Oh well. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get that other cartridge into the arm, and hopefully I can, and we'll have a working record player. It'd be great. Well, I managed to get the cartridge in there, and it was a nice neat fit. As you can see, it was finicky work trying to get those nuts onto those two bolts, but yeah, finally got there, and grabbed the wiring from the other turntable, because it had the pins on there, and I've put that in and soldered it up. So I think we're ready for another test. I'll get the mat and I'll turn this on and warm up the chassis, and we'll come straight back. Okay, here's the test. Hope it works. Oh, here's some noise. Running a bit slow. Not loud at all. At least it's working. Oh, come on. I'm just playing with the speed control setting if I can. That's full volume. No, that's awful. Bloody terrible. I'll get another record. Got another record, something I've never heard of, Paint Me a Picture, by Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Gary Lewis was Jerry Lewis's son. Well, still is, actually, as long as Gary's alive. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, I switched over the needle as well. So that might make a difference, maybe not. Nice. Nah. Okay. Maybe there's not enough weight on that and that's why it's skipping. Not sure. I'll grab another record. Why not? There you go. That's playing well. But unfortunately, the turntable is making a racket, almost a grinding sound. What's causing that? Oh, well, something else to look at. So I'll pull the platter off again and speed selector. Just went to 45. Change it to 33. And I get that rubbing sound. Oh, silly, don't want to be listening to. Hold on. I'll just turn the unit back on again. No. And it's 78. It's all quiet. Yeah, I'm going to have to pull it off and see if I can see how the rubbing's happening. Alright, something new. Good. I think I've got the problem licked, I think. So the idler arm is sitting on a shaft, and of course when we go to slow speeds it rises up, and I think it's touching the top of the platter. So I can see I just need to lower that down a little bit, and I'm hoping that gets rid of the sound. So I'll do that. And there's only just 2 adjustment screws on there, so loosen them up and push down a little bit. Okay, the platter's back on. I made that adjustment, and radio, or the chassis is on. True 1952 sound quality. That's playing very well. Alright. I wonder if the new YouTube copyright Nazis will pick up on this song. No idea. That's really good. I like that. It's working, and the sound is quality is as I expected. It's certainly not going to get stereo out of this, but it works. It lives again. Alright, I'm going to tidy it all up again, and I'll come back with the finished result. I won't put it back together yet. I've got some other things still to be done. Well guys, I came back this morning and I looked at it, excuse me, and I think this is pretty much finished. It's working fine. The only thing I have to do is just add a little bit more weight to the arm, I think. And I'm thinking, I don't know, I'll find something, maybe a little bit of, well, something just enough to weigh it down again so it doesn't just keep, you know, jumping back to the same position all the time. Not skipping as such, or maybe like a scratch. All my records can't be scratched, surely. But so I'll wrap this up now, and I'm going to, I've decided that I'm going to remove all the old vinyl off the case, and what's the right word, reupholster, is that the right word? Anyway, you know what I mean. So I'm going to source some vinyl, not the original colour, because it's all sort of yucky browns and I don't know, very dark sort of burgundy, I guess, and I'll come up with something. Anyway, I've never done it before, but I've got to give it a go one day. I hope it turns out alright. But I'll be back with the chassis again to just go over some alignment basics. One of my viewers asked me a question, didn't actually see where I connected the probes for each step, so I'm just going to go through that, and that'll be just a short video for newbies. anyone that's never done an alignment before. So thanks for watching. Anyway, another successful job, thankfully, and I'll catch you again very, very soon. Bye.